So Nigerians should be asking those questions. How are you going to rely on Nigerians in building this nation? How are you going to include Nigerians in this your agenda in such a way that we can all be relevant while we are moving this nation to the direction we want to go? You get what I mean?
It's a good question.
You can be a leader. You can have all these ideas. But if there are no people to drive these ideas, they are just dead on arrival, my brother. These ideas should be anchored around the people. What can you do with this teeming population? Nigerians are some of the most energetic people, my brother. We are some of the most brilliant people. Why are you not tapping into these resources? Why are you not training them to take charge? Why do we have to rely on Indians and Chinese? I work with Indians and Chinese here. They are not better than us. But if you see, most Nigerians lack self-confidence. Why? Because we never had those foundations laid properly. So what are you doing to lay this foundation so that we can believe in our own selves? We can believe in the ideas and the practical experiences and the practical stuff that we are bringing to the table. What are you doing to empower us? Are you going to revitalize most technical schools across Nigeria? Are you going to bring technical skills to colleges and universities? Are you going to start creating skill labs where people can learn how to write good resumes? Even someone like me, when I went to school here, when I was doing my master's, there is a lab. If I write an article, I take it to that lab. People that are expert in writing, they critique it. They're not telling you what to write, but they will critique it. They will tell you, what if you do this like this, if you do this like this, if you add this, if you add that. Then they leave it to you. Then you go back home, you think about it, then you put all these things into it, you bring it back, they look at it again 3 solid times before they can say, okay, you're doing something that is good. How are we going to bring all of these practical things to our school, to our children across Nigeria?
Do you know that telling a story is one of the most powerful ways to connect with your audience? Do you know that the human brain processes story much more easily and quickly than facts and figure? Stories are a great way to engage your audience, get them interested in your products and services, and inspire them to take action. A good story will help you create more compelling content that can be shared on social media or through other channels. And it's not just about telling a compelling story, it's also about knowing how to tell it effectively. Now, do you want to better connect with your audience? Then join us on our online training class, Storytelling for Content Creators and Digital Entrepreneurs. Come to obehi1food.com/storytelling and learn how to leverage your storytelling skill to earn more as a content creator and digital entrepreneur. Storytelling is a powerful way to connect with your audience, so let's explore it together. See you in the class.
These are questions that the people should be asking. It is not just enough to say, oh, na Peter Obi, na Bola Tinubu. Ask them questions. When they were screening people for ministerial position, I heard when they were screening, I watched when they were screening, what is his name? What is the name of this guy? Festus Keyamo. They asked him, he's a lawyer for God's sake. and he's a foremost lawyer in Nigeria. They asked him how they can decongest the Nigerian prison system. Go back to YouTube, go and look at that. The answer again. I shook my head. And this person will end up becoming a minister. He doesn't know. He starts speaking grammar. He starts quoting laws. Oh, these are practical things. Put them in practical terms. I told my friend that was sitting with me, I'm like, these cases that are congested, I mean, these people that are in police prisons and some of the cases that are in the doorstep of the Supreme Court that they are not hearing, one thing is responsible, and that thing is the state laws that has become nearly not available. If the state had laws, if there's a problem in one state, the case has to be tried within that state first. If the state failed to resolve it, or if a party to that case felt that the entire case has not been exhausted, then you take that case to the state Supreme Court. It is when the state Supreme Court cannot resolve it, then you appeal it to the federal Supreme Court. And now, even before this case will leave the case will leave the state will have to determine if this case is actually worthy of going to the Supreme Court. You see how it is? And even those people that are in the prison, in police cells, unlawfully, unjustifiably, these are people that the state attorney general is supposed to be overseeing. Every DPO of every single police station in Nigeria should be reporting every cases that come across their table on a daily basis to the office of the state attorney general. By so doing, the state attorney general will be able to know the people that are in cell within his state.
Mode, you are an expert in this. I really will beg you that we could actually do an episode on that, because on the Nigerian policing, there is a lot of things that we could. Do you just so I can say it here? Actually, my interview journey started in the police station. I was in JSS 2 or so. We did a lesson in one day that was called the Harvard Couple Law. That when the police arrest somebody, you cannot keep the person for 24 hours without being tried, no?
Have their couples, right?
Yeah. So as a student, a young student then in the secondary school, I just wanted to explore this. So I went to the state, to the police DPO in Uromi. That was where I started my interview thing. So it's something that I really like to talk about. Also because it have different dimensions, particularly in Nigeria, where we have only one federal policing. In Italy, for example, where I live, it's not just one federal police. There are different versions of policing here. We have the national police, we have the regional police, we have the state police. We have different type of policing here. The police should know you down to your root, speak your language, know you very well.
It is same in America.
You see, but in Nigeria, it's not the same. So, all these things we need to explain. Then we need to understand, how are we living as a country? In what context? You see? So I would really beg you to respond to that on another occasion where we can deep more on that.
I actually brought that in to tell you the quality of people that Nigerians are celebrating. And that is why we have this failed system. If you put people who does not truly understand how things work, but just this fact that, they are lawyers, they are medical doctors, they can speak big grammars, and they are popular on the street, does not make them competent.